Lorin and Tina, to those who hope for more in life than seems possible. Garsha and Elisa's great-grandson. Lorin grew up in the Temple of Dreams and played in the halls as a child. He remembered a beautiful ancient woman who filled him with joy when she smiled. But then one day he could no longer find her and never again saw her face. His life after that was filled with shadows, forever out of place. He devoted his life to seek the unknown and music that soothed his emotion, yet the emptiness within his soul seemed vaster than any ocean. He wandered the temple halls and gardens as he dreamed of his ancient love, always wishing he'd see her again and be filled with joy from above. Then years later he found a locked room in a corner of the Temple of Dreams. He picked its iron lock easily, for strange forces guided his schemes. As he opened the door, he could not guess who used to live in that room. He pulled the dusty shades from the windows, and sunlight dispelled all the gloom. Upon one wall was a wondrous portrait of the sweetest and loveliest girl. She had the gentlest, bluest eyes. Her whole being made Lorin's heart whirl. Beneath her picture on the beautiful frame was a stamp inlaid with gold. All that it said was the name of Tina, but that was all he had to be told. It was his ancient love when she was young. He never saw her that way before. He felt such love inside his heart that it threatened to burst his core. All of his life he had heard her legend, how she defeated the god of fire, the mightiest of all of Luceria's demons, fighting with her deepest desire. Lorin seeks an answer. Lorin stared at Tina's portrait for hours, even that very first day. He never before felt so much love, and his passion would never give way. He knew that she was the only one who could fill his heart and soul. From that day forth, restoring her life was his everlasting goal. He decided then he must talk to Philip, who had long been a master of dreams. The one other person who loved her so much he'd do anything for her, it seems. Lorin went to his study and knocked on the door, and Philip let him inside. At 96 he looked no older than Lorin. Many thought he would never die. Lorin told him, "I found a portrait of Tina in a locked and ancient room. I never thought I could love so deeply or lead a life so filled with gloom. I've loved her as long as I can remember, and then suddenly she was gone. There must be a way to restore her life so that my own life can go on." Philip felt terribly sad and distressed, for he knew the great risk it would take. He said, "If safe, I'd have tried long ago, but I would not for our whole world's sake. Far down deep in the 8th dream level, I once found a region of black. I could not do anything with it at all, and my efforts showed no lack. It appeared to reach out infinitely beyond the farthest reaches of sleep. When I entered, I found only total blackness, with a resounding echo that's deep. The sound was not from a living being, but it whispered the name, Nahual. It scared me so badly I had to flee, and I will never return there at all. Do not toy with these mystical forces, for they could destroy everyone. Remember what Garsha said of Luceria, forget darkness and live in the sun. You must give up Tina as I have done, for there are others who love you too, like Tina's and my great-granddaughter Siri. She loves you deeply, and her heart is true." Lorin's discovery. Philip wrote Siri to come to the temple and stay as long as she could. He told her that Lorin needed her now, that her visit would do them all good. 2 weeks later she arrived with her parents, and Lorin was filled with joy. He loved her well, but just as a sister, so he treated her much like a boy. They ran and played in the forest and fields, and hunted and fished by the lake. But in the evening hours Lorin studied alone, and it was all for Tina's sake. He then found a hidden book in the library with a name he had not seen before. 500 years past lived Iminium Isdor, a dream lord vanished from Ilurian lore. He had been an incredibly gifted musician in the dream ruler Rebsala's time, but he became obsessed with dangerous magic so he could live forever in his prime. He believed he could work fantastic miracles by combining the Dream Lord's minds. He'd gather them all beneath the great dome while playing music of wondrous kinds. He'd guide them down to the deepest dream level where their powers would join as one. Their combined magic might be infinite, and godlike powers would then be won. But Rebsala saw the incredible danger and ordered Iminium to cease. When he would not, the dream ruler banished him. His writings would never be released. But Lorin was much like Iminium Eisdor and believed that he must have succeeded. If Iminium preserved his own life forever, his knowledge might be all that was needed. Lorin could hardly believe his good luck and ran to Garsa to learn the truth. He said, "Please tell me of Iminium Eisdor. He could restore Tina's life and youth." But Garsa looked sad and gently explained, "I've only once before heard that name. He must have died 500 years ago. The great Rebsala thought he was insane." Lorin's quest begins. Lorin told Ciri of his love for Tina, of her locked room in Iminium's book. He said, "Let's fly away on the unicorns. We must find him and they'll help us look." Ciri said brightly, "We can go to my brother. Daryl always talks with everyone. If Iminium lives, I think he might know. You can consider your quest begun." Lorin and Ciri ran to the forest of the winged white magical beasts, under the trees eating berries and nuts, enjoying a heavenly feast. Beautiful Puffy and Fluffy were there, and poor crippled Scruffy as well. Lorin and Ciri hugged them all, then kissed them, and all was swell. Lorin mounted Fluffy with Ciri on Puffy, and flew away far northeast, soaring over the wondrous wavy hills to the village of Dorsha Reach. It was a trip of 100 miles, but took little more than an hour. No mounts were swifter than unicorns, and Ciri was amazed at their power.